Facebook Live. Hello, Nashville. Right now, we're in Kansas City, Missouri, and to be technical, we're in North Kansas City. And where we are right now is one of the most amazing spots I have seen with my own eyes. If you like sports memorabilia, if you want to get an eye full of some sports history, it's hard to beat Chappell's Restaurant and Sports Museum here in North Kansas City. Talk more about some of the amazing things they've gotten here. We're just gonna, just come over here. You see that big shiny object right up there? Yeah, that's the World Series trophy from 1973. The real one, the one. It's just absolutely unbelievable. Let's bring in my friend Jim, who's been talking to me about some of the amazing things we've seen in here. Hello, sir.
Hello, nice to see you.
You can say hello to Nashville. They're watching you right now.
Hello to Nashville.
So talk to me about this place. First of all, how do you describe this place before we start looking around?
Well, this is one of the fun places to come because it's like Cooperstown, Canton, and all wrapped into one. We got things from everybody. In fact, I've had the Hall of Fame visit me because they heard about me. And right now we got the Chiefs on our mind and playing this other team. I think it's the Titans.
You think? You think it's the Titans? Yeah, speaking of the Titans, we got something right above us here. Right above our heads of my photographer, Richie, who's doing a fantastic job. That is Bo Brinkley's helmet there that was autographed, number 48. He played for the Titans from 2012 through 2018, we understand, and that is his helmet up there, this autograph. He went to Missouri, and so that is why he has a connection here, and that is something that's common in this place. A lot of these things have Missouri connections, at least, or people you've known over the years.
Well, people I know, but it's not necessarily Missouri or Kansas, because Kansas is close also. It's people come in from all over the United States, and if I don't have their helmet, they say, "Where's my helmet?" And I said, "Well, you haven't given it to me yet." And what I do, I usually stick the name inside. Bo's name's probably inside that helmet up there.
Okay.
So I know where
up there, so you know who gave it to you.
Yeah, so I know who gave it to you.
That is absolutely amazing. All right. So let's start with the trophies up here behind the bar, because I think that's one of the more amazing things that people can look at here. We're just going to kind of do a small walk and talk, because it would take us days to go through everything.
Okay. These are the two of them are replicas. The NBA trophy and the Super Bowl trophy, and that's from the replica of the Chiefs' only Super Bowl. And this is a real trophy I got through Charlie Finley. He had more than one made, so that's an authentic Super Bowl, World Series trophy.
Right here in the middle. That's the authentic one.
Yeah. Right there in the middle there.
That is unbelievable. So people, I can tell it's your centerpiece, or one of your centerpieces anyway.
That's the centerpiece, one of them, yes. Right.
I want to look at this Heisman here, because people get an eyeful out of that, and we can talk about some of the other things. But if you like sports and you like old school football, it's hard to beat this. This is Paul Hornung's Heisman Trophy.
He had more than one made, as I understand it. There's and I guess you can have more than one made. And I'm not sure of the rules, but I know he's got one at Notre Dame and there's one somewhere else, and this is one of them.
So Paul Hornung, who won the Heisman Trophy at Notre Dame in 1956, and went on to have a legendary career in the National Football League, went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This is really cool to have in here.
You know, Paul Hornung played against us in Super Bowl I.
And us, you mean Kansas City?
Kansas City played in the first Super Bowl ever. Excuse me, it wasn't called the Super Bowl. It's called the AFC-NFC Championship game. Conference, I'm sorry. Yeah. Then we played in 4 and 1. So we've been in 2 Super Bowls.
All right, looking for your first one in 50 years coming up here.
We're looking for the first one in 50 years. Yes,
I think the folks in Tennessee have something to say about that, but we'll get to that a little bit later. What are some of the other things you like to show in here that's really cool, you think?
Okay, let's take a look at Lenny Dawson here.
Len Dawson, of course, a legendary quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs up there. So now,
that's the Super Bowl Chief team right there on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And then we have Lenny. He gave me this picture, and he said here, he says, to Jim, if you were still in the restaurant business, I'd still be roaming the football field. Your friend Len Dawson. And then he gave me that picture and put that up there. And here's what's really neat. These are the 2 programs from the 2 Super Bowls the Chiefs were in. The World Championship game, the AFL, NFL, because it wasn't called the Super Bowl till 4, and this is the first Super Bowl, and that's when the Chiefs played Minnesota, and we lost to Green Bay there and beat Minnesota there.
So you can say the Chiefs won the first Super Bowl, technically.
Yeah, I remember that. I've never said that before, but thanks to my Tennessee friend, I'm going to say that.
The Chiefs won the very first Super Bowl, technically. For our folks in Tennessee, let's go talk about Doug Dickey, who's over in the next room. Of course, if you're watching, everybody here on Facebook Live, Doug Dickey was a legendary player at the University of Tennessee, one of the legendary names out of their program, and this is his helmet right up here. Tell me about Doug Dickey. This is a gentleman you know.
Yeah, he's been in here several times. He's one of the nicest guys that I know. Doug Dickey came through the Kansas City one time, and he had an hour layoff. He was with his wife. He says, I got to show you this place. He came all the way in there, showed her the place, and then went back and paid $20 cab, $20 back just to show her Chappell's. And he's just a nice guy. And he's a great football player and a great coach, both, and an athletic director. So
yeah, I mean, he's kind of done it all. Like, he's one of the legendary names in the University of Tennessee lore. How long did it take you to collect all the things we're looking at? And first of all, while we look around here, the football helmets hanging here, everything in here is authentic.
Yes, it is, except for what I told you. There's
the replicas there in the bar, of course, but except for the World Series trophy in the middle.
Yeah.
But everything, all these helmets in here, the pictures on the wall, the jerseys, these are all authentic.
All real. And I'll tell you one very interesting thing. Here's a Dallas Texan warm-up jacket that Lenny Dawson wore before the Chiefs became the Chiefs. They were the Dallas Texans, and then they moved up here and became the Dallas Chiefs.
A lot of people don't know that. That's real ancient NFL or AFL lore at this point.
That's 1960.
Yeah.
That's 50 years ago. That's 60 years ago.
That's way back. Now, we're here in Kansas City. Of course, Kansas City is also known as not just a football place, but a baseball place as well. The Royals, of course, had heavy influence here, but a number of other teams, the Athletics, who were here for a number of years before they moved on to Oakland, had their home right here in Kansas City.
Yeah, they never did win, and they came from Philadelphia. They were here 9 years, and then Charlie Finley moved them to Oakland, where they won 3 World Series trophies in a row. And Charles Finley was a good friend of mine, and he hung out in the restaurant here when he was in town.
Now, we've been at this. All this has been at the same location for how many years?
34 years. I owned it for 32 and a half. Yeah.
32 and a half years here at this location.
Yeah.
Do people approach you at this point?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
How do you get this stuff?
People want to give me their helmets to put up if I don't have it. I have over 1,000 helmets, and they want to give me a helmet if they don't have it, and they offered me things. And I never take anything for display. They got to give it to me, or it doesn't go up.
Or it doesn't go up, so you're not buying anything. I didn't notice an old Houston Oilers helmet here. Of course, that's where the Titans came from. Was the Houston Oilers? They became the Tennessee Titans back in the late '90s. So that's awful. That's awful cool to see there. The old. If anybody wants to know the Titans' origin, you're looking at it right there. The old Oiler Derek there. That was the Tennessee Titans when they played in Houston for many years and became the Titans in 1999, technically, is when they officially became the Tennessee Titans in that year. You got to be excited about this game coming up here. I know you're a Chiefs fan. You've made it very clear. What do you think about the game coming up this weekend?
Well, I'm very excited about it because I love to watch the Chiefs. I'm sorry, they're playing Tennessee, but I love to watch the Chiefs because they're such an exciting team with Mahomes and everything. But Tennessee is nobody to look past. They're a great program and great team, and I'm looking for a good game, and I just hope we beat them by 1 point.
That is awesome. Before we leave, before we say goodbye to our Facebook Live audience, show me these Muhammad Ali gloves.
They're right here.
This is sports royalty right here. I'm going to take a full step. Let my photographer get in there a little. Richie, going all. How did you get this?
Well, I actually got those. I met him at a sports show, and I bought them. I paid to have him sign them, and he handed them to me.
Okay, so this one you did buy. Okay,
yeah.
But still something special to have, no question about it.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of them. I only saw one pair there, so. And I said, I'll take them.
So how often do you get to have dinner next to Muhammad Ali's gloves and Lynn Dawson's warm-up jersey from the Dallas Texan days, which is something here, Richie, my photographer. This is what he was talking about. This one looks like very rare. You see that? And I'm almost afraid to even touch the sign here. Very rare Dallas Texans sweatshirt worn by Lynn Dawson, of course, the Hall of Fame quarterback here for the Chiefs. And Man, I mean, place is full of sports royalty. So, Jim, people can come in, have a bite to eat, of course, enjoy the memorabilia, look and try not to touch, obviously. But what do you encourage people to do? Like, how do you encourage people to approach this place?
I want them to make them feel at home. They can walk around and look at anything they want to, and they can do whatever they want to. The type of customers I get are great customers, and they must be from Tennessee. And they can touch anything, get the screw to the wall, and they're just welcome to be here.
All right, it's a spectacular place, and we can go for days in here, continuing to talk about all the incredible things in here. But what's the address, real quick, if people want to come by?
323 Armour Road in North Kansas City, Missouri.
Jim, it's amazing.
Thank you.
We can go on for hours. I just don't have the time. We've got to go.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you so much. Listen, I've been a sports fan my whole life. I came in here and was floored as to the collection of things that they had, so I'm so glad I was able to just share some of it with you. And by the way, we covered about, 20, 30% of the restaurant. There's a lot more, so you can come by if you are making the trip here from Nashville to Kansas City and take a look at it for yourself. We're going to sign off here on Facebook Live. We appreciate everybody for watching, though. This was special.